YouTube audience, and welcome to today's episode. So yes, what we're doing in today's episode is Redstone, as you can probably tell from the title. So once again, we're going back to tutorials. Now I haven't done one of these in a while, but I thought it was it's a necessity to be able to understand the basics behind Redstone, because if you don't understand the basics, then you're not going to understand what you're doing. You're just going to be copying designs. So yeah, what we got here is the basic logic gates. Now this is all of the logic gates that you will use with Redstone. Not with the same design, but they will essentially be the same idea behind them. So yeah, I'm going to be teaching you how to build these as well, just by purely zooming in and showing you them, and I will be giving you the names and what they do. So yeah, let's get started. The very first and very basic one here is called the NOT gate. Now basically what this does is the input you put in is flipped on the output, which is this. So the input is obviously the lever, the output is the power given out. So yeah, if I turn the power on, it means that the input is flipped, and which means the output is off. Next we have the OR gate, which is basically just Redstone wiring. Now this is the exact opposite of the NOT gate, which means if the input is put in, then the output is going to be exactly the same. So yeah, power on, output on. Yeah, easy. So this one here is the NOR gate. Now basically what this does is it's similar to the NOR gate, the NOT gate, but basically what it is it can receive multiple inputs, but the output will remain the same. But in order for the output to be turned off again, the inputs have to all be turned off when I get them all turned off somehow. I think it's that one. Nope, that one. There we go. So once all of those are off, it means the output is on, but as soon as one of them is on or more, then it's always going to stay off until they are all turned off again. So yeah, that one. This one here is a very well-known logic gate, obviously, and it is called the AND gate. Now basically what this does is it recognizes two or more inputs. So you couldn't do this with just one input. Basically what it does is the output remains the same until both of the signals are turned on, which means, as you can see, only one of the signals are turned on. The other one is countering that, meaning that the output stays off. So it's the same the other way around. Obviously, as long as one of the redstone torches is on, this is going to get power turning off the output torch. It doesn't have to be a torch, as you can see for the NET gate, which is called the NAND gate. So basically this is the exact opposite of the AND gate. It just flips the power. So that means that in order for the power to turn off, you have to turn both of the inputs on. So yeah, we can see there that the output is now off. So yeah, there's that, and I'm just going to set the time day like that. Now this one is my personal favourite gate, mainly because of its name. It's probably not how most people pronounce it, but hey ho, I do what I want to do. So yeah, this is called the XOR gate. Now, doesn't that just sound awesome? Yeah. So basically what this is, as you can see, is a little bit more complex than any of those ones. Now basically what this is in order for the output to be turned on, the inputs have to be different, which means while the inputs are the same, the output is going to be off. So I'll just demonstrate here. The output is now on, as if I turn this on now, the output is again off. So yeah, that wasn't just due to the redstone carrying through, it is due to the different inputs that produce the power for the outputs. So yeah, that's a pretty useful one as well. This one here is the XNOR gate. So this is similar to the XOR gate, but once again it also flips the output, which means that while the inputs are the same, the output is going to be constantly on, and if the inputs are different, then the output is turned off. So yeah, it's just that, but yeah, flipped. So this one here is the implies gate, which means that if basically if one is off, then this one doesn't affect this, as if this one is off, then it can be turned off. Which, however, this can then still turn it on, which means that if this one is off, then this one cannot be used whatsoever, as you can see there, just by me madly clicking away at a lever that does absolutely nothing. Yeah, so in order for that one to be used, you have to be able to turn that one off. So that is implies, because it relies on another input to be able to be used. So that's good for locking mechanisms, stuff like that. What we got here is the RS NOR. This is a very basic memory cell, which means that it will store whatever data you put into it. So at the moment, what it's storing is that the output should be off because the input is off. However, if I turn it on like that, yes, that shouldn't be there, that's why. If I turn it like that, if I turn it on, it remembers the output, the input, and it continues it on. So as you can see, I've used a button there to show that it does remember it, and in order for that to be able to be reset, you have to reset this bit here, and as you can see, once again, the output is off. So if I wanted to store the output being off, obviously it would be like that. This is only good for basically button pressing in like adventure maps or stuff like that. Basically, if you don't want the output to be turned off, then this is always useful to be able to keep the power constant. So yeah, this here is called the D flip-flop. Now this is again a storage unit, but this is more towards the line of RAM storage. So yeah, this is always useful. This remembers data, that kind of thing. So as you can see here, the output's on, and I'm just going to show you that. So as you can see, that is now off. So yeah, in order for that to be stored, I can now just do this. I can do whatever I want, and it won't affect it until I reset it. Now if I've got that on, I should be able to click this, and it cannot once again turn the power off, mainly because this one cannot be turned on because it's receiving power from here. So yeah, once again, I'll turn that on, that torch turns off, but this is unable to turn on. So you got the redstone across here, which would in turn turn this off, but because this is unable to turn on, the power is kept constantly on due to the input here. So yeah, I've turned it off now, and as you can see, when I click the button, the torch turns on, which turns that on, which is now constantly powered by that, and the torch turns off. Yeah, impressive, right? Yeah. So yeah, there's that. This one here is the T flip-flop. This basically just toggles the input, so like that and like that. So what you could do as well is you could have a torch under there, and you could have an output there. If I just get a button up, put that there, that won't do anything. But as you can, yeah, it does. So as you can see, the output switches. So if I want to switch the output to open a door, or then I would have it like that. But if I wanted to have it, say, toggle it to release lava, for example, then you would have the output coming out here, and you could switch it over like that, which means you can ultimately decide your fate by again in adventure map saying choose left or right, and then you click one of the buttons, it would change this, and when you walk into a room stepping on a pressure plate, then it could activate something different. Just an idea. Now this is a pulse detector. This is again improving on the implies gate. What this does is it detects pulses. So as you can see here, the AND gate remains off due to the fact that the pulse is unable to reach this torch in time to turn this off, while this one has stopped receiving the current, because as you can see the current is going through, that's not gone there until this power has gone off, which means that this can only be turned off and the power can only be outputted with a lever. Now this is again useful, it's a logic gate, so pulse detectors are always good. So yeah, those are all the 12 basic logic gates. If you got any questions such as how to build them, I'll just gonna run over them again just so you got a basic building style. Yeah, if you got any questions, once again inbox me either on PMC or YouTube, and I'll be more than happy to help with your questions. So yeah, there's that. Hopefully this should be a very good overview for you. And should be a torch there and that there. Oh, yeah. Better. Just running over them. So yeah, for this you need a button there, that's the input, and a button there, that's the reset. As you can see, I'll put a thing there. That's not the reset. Output. 2 torches. That across the top. Right. And if it's going too fast, you can always just like pause the video just to get the design. 2 flip-flop. Doot. Doot. And the pulse detector. I would like to mention as well, if you want to have it hooked up like this, the tick has to be at least 8 ticks for the button, because obviously a button does last for more than a couple of ticks. So yeah, it's got to be long enough that it waits until the power's off before releasing the output. So yeah, if you're wondering what that kind of stuff is in the future, that's both experimentation and videos to be released in the future, such as binary codes, RAM and decoders. Yeah, and even later on, I think I've got rock, paper, scissors there, very basic design. So yeah, any questions, once again, YouTube me. As always, rate, comment and subscribe, and I'm out.